Hello everyone. Welcome to Lify Life, Under the Influence of the Sun, How to Sunbathe Safely for Health. In summer, the skin comes into contact with ultraviolet rays more than at any other time of the year. The chances of getting a skin burn, sunstroke or dehydration are greatly increased. About whether it is possible to sunbathe safely for health and how to use sunscreen to make it work, said the pediatrician. About ultraviolet rays. Two types of ultraviolet rays reach the Earth's surface, UVA and UVB. UVB rays are shorter and more aggressive than UVA, but they are the ones that trigger the formation of vitamin D in the body. There is also a third and most dangerous type of sunlight for humans, UVC. But they are delayed by the ozone layer and atmospheric oxygen. What happens when the sun hits our skin? Every time we are exposed to the sun, melanocytes begin to produce melanin, a coloring pigment. Melanin absorbs sunlight of any length, protecting cell DNA from damage. It consists of two types of pigments, eumelanin and pheomelanin. Eumelanin reliably protects against UV rays, pheomelanin is weaker. In light-skinned people, pheomelanin predominates, their skin is more sensitive to the sun, so they quickly burn when relaxing on the beach. The appearance of a characteristic redness or tan on the body is a protective reaction of the skin to the negative effects of ultraviolet radiation. Mostly UVB rays. In cloudy weather, the overall level of ultraviolet radiation changes, the amount of UVB rays we need to synthesize vitamin D decreases. At the same time, the amount of UVA rays does not change much. Therefore, their number is always higher than that of UVB rays, and clouds retain only about 10% of solar radiation. 80% of UV rays reach the ground, 20% reflect beach sand, sea water, car windows. In winter, snow. About sunscreens. Sunscreen is designed to protect the skin from UV rays of all kinds. There are physical and chemical sunscreens. Chemicals absorb UV rays and are absorbed into the skin. Physical ones dissipate and are not absorbed, but create an additional invisible barrier between the skin and UV rays. Both those and other sunscreens protect against ultraviolet rays of all kinds. Use sunscreen 30 minutes before going outside, applying it in a thick layer on clean skin. If you use a moisturizer, apply it first, then sunscreen. At the beach, reapply sunscreen every 2 hours and after every swim. For complete protection, apply 2 mg per square centimeter of skin. For example, for the face, you need 1/3 of a teaspoon of sunscreen. Keep the cream in the shade, do not forget it in the open sun. Sunbathe only under an umbrella, in diffused shade. An umbrella will protect you from about 50% of the UV rays that reach the ground. Waterproof sunscreens also need to be reapplied to the body every 2 hours. Because after swimming, at best, 50% of sunscreen will remain on the skin. At the same time, no sunscreen guarantees 100% protection from UV rays, even when used correctly. But it does not interfere with the production of vitamin D. Sunbathing without using a cream in the open sun, you risk getting sunstroke or skin burns. A burn is not just redness, but damage to the skin and its cells. Severe sunburn, accompanied by blistering and swelling, increases the risk of skin cancer and melanoma, especially with repeated or multiple cell damage. Whether or not you get a sunburn depends on the level of melanin in your skin, your body's ability to increase melanin production when needed, and the strength of the UV rays on that particular day. About safe tanning. The concept of safe tan is not correct, since sunny tan is the skin's response to the resulting ultraviolet damage. But this does not mean that sunlight should be avoided. UV rays, in addition to producing vitamin D, increase the level of the joy hormone serotonin and the pleasure hormones endorphins in the body. In order for the sun not to harm you, you must Correctly use sunscreen with SPF 40-50 in any weather, which guarantees protection from UVA and UVB rays. This information is indicated on the cream packaging. Wear long loose clothing made from natural fabrics, hats and sunglasses that do not transmit ultraviolet light. Sunbathe in diffused shade. Do not be in the sun from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Going to the beach, check the index of UV rays in a search engine, indicating the strength of solar activity on a particular day. For high and extreme high readings of 7 to 12, I recommend staying at home. During a beach holiday, drink 2-3 liters of clean water to renew the water balance and avoid dehydration. When we are hot, we sweat. Thus, the body cools our body by drinking water, maintaining the optimal temperature. Also, I do not recommend sunbathing in a solarium before going to the sea. A tan obtained in a solarium is unstable and defective. It does not protect the skin from sunburn. And besides, it will not increase the level of vitamin D in your body, since you will sunbathe when exposed to only UVA rays. Wear a Panama hat in the summer and use sunscreen. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video and subscribe for our new content. Click the bell sign to stay in contact with updates from us. Hope seeing you back on Lify Life.